My beloved child, there was a night you almost gave up, and no one knew. Not a soul noticed the weight you were carrying. The invisible heaviness pressed deep into your chest. But I did. I was there, in the silence of that room. I watched you stare into nothing, whispering questions you did have the strength to voice. You said, "God, if you're real, speak to me." I heard you. That moment became the beginning of everything I'm revealing now. You need to understand. This is not the first time I've tried to reach you. I've been sending signs. I've used quiet mornings, unexpected delays, songs that pierced your heart, strangers who spoke what your soul needed. I've tried evening after evening to interrupt your normal so I could whisper eternity. But still, you wondered if it was just coincidence. It wasn't. You've never been alone, not once. But I had to wait for the moment your heart could finally feel again. That moment is this one. Right now. And yes, something massive is about to unfold. Don't skip. Because what I'm telling you in this moment is sacred. I chose it before you were born. I scheduled this second of time into your life's design, knowing that everything in you would need this exact word. The truth is, I've been closer to you than your breath. In every breakdown, every breakthrough, every battle. But I didn't just come to remind you of that. I came to reveal something that's been hidden. Until now. There's a door in front of you that hasn't been visible, not because it wasn't real, but because you weren't ready to walk through it. But today, the door is opening. You're standing at the threshold of a divine appointment, and everything you survived was training for this hour. Every tear, it watered this ground. Every no you heard, it cleared the path. Every loss you endured, it made room for what I'm about to give. I've been working behind the scenes while you thought nothing was happening. You didn't see it, but heaven was building. You think you were just surviving, but I was refining. You think you've been waiting, but I've been aligning. Stay with me. Don't scroll away now. Because in the next few seconds, I'm shifting the atmosphere around you. The pressure you've been under is not breaking you, it's birthing you. You've asked me, why did it have to be this hard? And now I will answer you in a way that will make every pain make sense. I've seen the battles others never noticed. The strength you had to fake. The smile you wore when you wanted to scream. And child, I did not forget. I've tried again and again to reach you. But this is the moment where I won't let you miss it. Something huge is waiting behind the next breath you take. Let me walk you through it. Breathe. Because what I whisper next will change everything. My beloved child, there was a moment, not long ago, when your heart felt like it was falling through an unseen floor. You didn't say it out loud, but inside, you were slipping. You smiled in conversation, nodded when others spoke, but inwardly you were losing the sense of why you kept going. And I saw that. I saw you. What others miss, I carried. You've been trying to hold it all together. Responsibilities, expectations, memories. But what I want to show you now has nothing to do with holding it all. It has everything to do with letting go. I didn't come to ask for more effort from you. I came to open your eyes to what's already been placed around you, and what's about to be unlocked. Don't skip. In your journey, you've passed through doors that led nowhere. You followed voices that promised life, but only brought confusion. And somewhere along the way, a quiet part of your soul began to believe that maybe the fullness of my promise was for others, but not for you. That belief is about to be shattered. Today isn't ordinary. It marks a divine intersection where the delay ends and the unveiling begins. I don't just want to comfort you. I want to awaken you. Because what I'm about to reveal is not something new I've just created. It's something I've been holding, waiting for you to be ready. The time is now. You've asked, why did everything seem to pause? You wondered why doors stayed closed, why the road grew quiet, why even the prayers you once spoke with fire turned into whispers. Listen closely. It was not abandonment. It was alignment. I was removing what would have sabotaged what's ahead. I was protecting the promises by holding them until your foundation could carry their weight. And now, I'm removing the final veil. Don't let your thoughts wander now. This is where everything pivots. I'm placing keys into your hands. Keys not made of metal, but of clarity, of peace, of authority. You will feel the shift not just around you, but within you. The weight you thought was permanent will begin to lift. What felt like a wilderness will start to bloom. But it requires one thing. Trust me in this new way. Not the kind of trust that waits passively, but the kind that says yes before seeing the next step. This trust is your access. It's the alignment point between what's been delayed and what's being delivered. You didn't lose time. You were being refined. And now, what once felt out of reach is within your grasp. Not because you pushed harder, but because I'm placing it into your hands. You've waited long enough. Stay with me now. Because the next breath you take isn't just oxygen. It's the beginning of something holy. My beloved child, there's something you haven't known. Something hidden deep within your own story. It's not about what you've done wrong or the choices you regret. It's about what was placed inside you long before those mistakes were ever made. I'm talking about what I planted in you before the world ever touched you. You've mistaken delay for disqualification. But child, you were never disqualified, only preserved. The moments you believed were wasted were actually divine pauses, placed intentionally to keep you from settling for what was beneath your design. You assumed I was silent, but I was building around you a future untouched by compromise. You see fragments, but I see the whole frame. Right now, in this very hour, I'm lifting the veil. There's been a layer over your perception, keeping you from seeing just how close your breakthrough has come. This isn't about hype. It's about heaven's timing, and it's unfolding now. Don't scroll. Stay till the end. Because what I'm showing you in these next few moments has been hidden from you for years. You've carried questions in your heart that you've never spoken aloud. Why did certain people walk away at the peak of your trust? Why did doors slam shut when everything felt aligned? Why were you left holding pieces no one seemed to understand? The answers weren't withheld as punishment. They were preserved for a moment of clarity, and that moment is upon you now. I allowed distance, not to harm you, but to mature the vision I placed in you. What I'm unveiling will make sense of the seasons that felt barren. What seemed like rejection was redirection towards something you would not have chosen, but needed. The light is shifting in your life, even now. The atmosphere around your spirit is clearing, not because the world changed, but because your sight is changing. I'm not offering you escape. I'm offering you dominion. The ability to stand where you used to fall, to breathe where you once suffocated. What comes next isn't dependent on who believes in you. It depends on you believing me. What I spoke over your life still holds weight. And though time has passed, its power hasn't faded. I don't need circumstances to agree before I move. I need your heart to say yes again. There's a movement happening. You won't see it in headlines. You'll feel it in your bones. A divine course correction, a restoration of everything you thought you lost. So listen now. This is not emotional hype. This is a sacred announcement from my spirit to yours. The moment your heart fully opens, I will flood it with something no earthly thing can imitate. Let go of the need to predict. What's ahead isn't based on control. It's built on surrender. Child, something massive is near. You're not imagining the pull you feel right now. That is me. And I'm not passing you by this time. You were made for this unveiling. You were born for what comes next. My beloved child, I've watched you wrestle with silence, not just the kind around you, but the one inside your soul. You've learned how to function while feeling disconnected. You've walked through rooms filled with voices, yet felt unseen. Even in your prayers, you've wondered if your words vanished before they reached me. That day, I felt it too. But I need you to understand this. What you thought was me withholding was actually me preparing. Not everything I'm doing in your life happens in the visible. Much of it unfolds in the unseen, in the corridors of alignment, in the chambers of purpose, in the layers of destiny too deep for the surface to detect. You've been in a holding pattern, not a punishment. And now, I am giving you clearance to move. You're stepping into a zone where clarity will outrun confusion. The very things that once clouded your path are starting to dissolve because what I'm releasing carries weight. Not emotional weight, spiritual authority. And it begins the moment you recognize that what's over your life is irreversible. Don't let this moment slip past you. Something holy is happening. This isn't a story of recovery. It's a story of emergence. You're not returning to who you used to be. You're awakening into who you were always meant to become. And that, child, is why the journey was so intense. That's why the pressure came. Not to crush you, but to make sure the foundation could carry the calling. I didn't forget what I spoke over your life. And I didn't lower my standards to match your circumstances. I'm still standing by every promise. Heaven is not behind schedule. What's coming into your life now is not a late arrival. It's a right-on-time encounter. You'll soon understand why the waiting was necessary. You'll see why I didn't allow certain things to progress. It wasn't failure. It was strategy. There's been a shift in the spirit. What felt like stagnation with a countdown. And the final seconds are now behind you. You are entering fulfillment, not fiction. This is not hype to stir your emotions. This is a divine moment curated with precision. The fog is lifting. The clarity you prayed for is not going to arrive in fragments. It's coming like a sunrise, steady, strong, undeniable. You won't have to second guess it. You'll know. And when you do, I want you to move. Don't hesitate. Some doors don't stay open forever. This one was custom built for you. The weight you've carried was never meant to become your identity. I allowed it only long enough to teach you to lean into me. But that weight, that shadow, is breaking now. Stay right here. Don't scroll away. What's forming inside your spirit is real. What's stirring is not random. It's me. I'm here. I've always been. And I'm calling you into the reality I wrote for you before time even touched your name. Step into it. You're ready now. My beloved child, do you realize how close you are to the very thing you've longed for? Not just in theory, but in time and space. What once felt like a distant hope is now within the breath of your next decision. You've walked the long road, endured the silent seasons, questioned the value of your waiting, but you've arrived at a moment I've carefully carved out just for you. This isn't just another turning point. It's the intersection where what I whispered long ago meets what I'm unfolding right now. You don't need to strain to hear me this time. I'm speaking clearly because you're standing in the atmosphere of fulfillment. There is no delay between my voice and your heart. The static has been cleared. The resistance has been broken. And I'm revealing the next step not with pressure, but with peace. Stay focused. Something rare is being transferred to you as you listen. You've been carrying the remnants of old expectations. Some were shaped by fear. Others were built from disappointment. But those models are being dismantled. You no longer need to project outcomes based on past pain. I am doing a new work that carries no echo of yesterday's sorrow. This is your moment of divine detachment from every false story, every internal critic, every imagined limitation. You are not a reflection of your past cycles. You are the embodiment of a promise I intend to fulfill. Some things had to end without explanation. You wanted closure, but I offered release. What you let go of wasn't meant to define you. It was simply a chapter, not the ending. And now, what you carry into this next part of your life must be lighter. That's why I've been pruning, not to punish, but to preserve the integrity of what's coming. Let your spirit breathe here. I've already gone before you to prepare alignment in places you haven't even considered yet. People, resources, clarity. They are already waiting, positioned for the moment you say yes. Not a hesitant yes. A full, surrendered yes. That response will unlock what effort never could. This is not the season to negotiate with fear. You know too much now. You've seen my fingerprints too clearly. And though you've doubted at times, your faith has still found a way to rise, even in weakness. That has moved heaven on your behalf. There's a sound rising in your life, the sound of divine confirmation. Not just in your spirit, but in real time. Things will start to align not by chance but by covenant. Don't walk away. This is where the oil begins to pour. This is where the weight lifts and the clarity comes. This is where identity replaces confusion and your next steps become undeniable. You were never chasing a fantasy. What you've been drawn to all along was me, waiting to reveal what's been reserved with your name engraved upon it. The timing is now. Don't miss this. Something beyond your imagination is already in motion. You just felt it. The voice that's been trying evening after evening to reach you has finally broken through. This isn't a coincidence. It's a divine alignment. Now, you have the chance to not just receive the word, but to release it. Every soul this message touches becomes part of your spiritual harvest. This is how rivers of living water flow, not just to you, but through you. You've prayed, use me, Lord. This is how I'm answering you. When you give today, through Super Thanks, membership, or PayPal link in the description, you're not donating, you're igniting fire across hearts, homes, and nations. What you release in faith, I will multiply in power. I will pour oil over your house, open unseen doors, and mark your gift with heavenly fingerprints. Step into this prophetic moment. Give boldly. Give now. My beloved child, there's something you need to know, not just hear, but absorb deeply into your spirit. Your capacity has grown. Through everything you've walked through, even the seasons you didn't understand, I've been enlarging what you could carry. And now, what's approaching your life won't crush you. It will fit you. You're not stepping into a borrowed blessing. This is yours. It bears your name. It was designed with your scars in mind. What felt like delay was actually divine calibration, not to keep you waiting, but to ensure that when it arrives, it doesn't slip through your hands. You've matured more than you realize. In the moments you thought you were merely surviving, something deeper was forming inside you. Strength that doesn't announce itself. Wisdom shaped in private. and vision that was refined through fire. These aren't the kind of things the world rewards instantly, but heaven honors them with access. There are doors opening now that no striving could ever unlock. Stay present. Don't allow distraction to pull you from this moment. What I'm doing in you is precise. It's quiet, but it's changing everything. There is a table being set for you, not in the distance, not metaphorically, but spiritually and tangibly. You will recognize it when you step into rooms that feel unfamiliar, yet carry a peace that confirms you belong. You won't have to prove yourself. You won't have to shrink to fit. The room will already know who you are because I will go before you. You've wondered if you missed it. Let me reassure you, you didn't. Not a moment, not a step, not a day have been wasted. I've used every detour to build dimension into your character. What's coming won't just be a reward. It will be a reflection of how I've authored your story. Your story was never supposed to look like theirs. That's why I closed certain doors, even when you begged for them to open. That's why I changed directions when you thought you were almost there. What's written over your life isn't a copy. It's a design, and only you can walk it. So take courage, because where I'm leading you next will require boldness. It won't look like what you expected, but it will feel like home. You'll know because your peace will rise before your understanding catches up. You're not behind. You're right on time. And this revelation, this confirmation, is your signpost. The heaviness you've been carrying is lifting. That weight wasn't punishment, it was the echo of an old season trying to linger. But now, it's losing its grip. The next door is already unlocking. Not through effort, through alignment. Remain in this posture. Stay listening. Let this word do its full work inside you. The change is happening, and it won't be temporary. What's unfolding now has the power to reroute the rest of your life. My beloved child, you're about to witness something rare, not in the sky, not in the news, but within yourself. A realization is beginning to surface, one that you've unknowingly longed for. You are not who the pain tried to convince you to become. The identity formed in crisis was never the blueprint I wrote for you. Underneath the survival instincts, beneath the fatigue of constant endurance, your real self has remained untouched, waiting for this very moment of release. This unveiling isn't accidental. It's the product of time, pressure, surrender, and divine orchestration. What you're stepping into requires a clarity you once didn't have. But now, you're ready, not because you feel brave, but because the weight of truth is greater than the fear of uncertainty. Your surroundings may not have changed yet, but your atmosphere has. And soon, what's within you will reshape what's around you. This is where it begins. I'm assigning fresh instruction, not the kind you've read before, not recycled encouragement, but living words designed for the next dimension of your journey. Listen carefully. Where I'm guiding you won't require more hustle, but deeper alignment. Your striving won't speed it up, and your doubt can't stop it, because this move is anchored in what I've already declared. You've looked for confirmation through signs and symbols, but I'm not speaking through coincidence. I'm speaking through peace. The decisions ahead of you won't be based on logic alone. They'll be discerned by what settles in your spirit. Don't ignore the subtle knowing I've placed inside you. I'm whispering direction, not broadcasting it in noise. The stillness you're starting to feel isn't emptiness, it's focus. Don't rush. You are no longer in a season of reaction. You've stepped into a season of design. What happens next will not follow the patterns of your past. This time, you'll move with precision, not pressure. The cycle is broken, not because you escaped it, but because you were transformed within it. The world will not always understand this shift, and that's fine. I didn't craft this season for spectators. I shaped it for the sacred, for encounters that go beyond validation and step into visitation. So pause here, just for a breath. Let yourself absorb what's unfolding. Your timeline has been altered, not by chance but by grace. You were headed for burnout, and I redirected you toward purpose. The discomfort you experienced wasn't punishment, it was a rescue. And now the silence is breaking. Not into noise, but into revelation. What once felt locked is becoming clear. What you thought was withheld is being handed to you, but in a form you didn't expect. I'm not recycling your past. I'm writing something original. Every detail has been shaped by my hand. Every moment has led to this alignment. You look back on today not as the day everything changed, but as the day everything became undeniable. Stay with me. What's next is closer than you think. My beloved child, I need you to notice something that's been happening right beneath your awareness. While you've been searching for big signs and dramatic answers, I've been quietly constructing a shift. The kind that only becomes visible once you slow down enough to recognize what's already changed. Your rhythm has altered. Your inner posture is no longer reacting from fear, but waiting with a strange kind of steadiness you can't explain. That's not you trying harder. That's me, confirming you've crossed into a new chapter. You didn't force this. You aligned with it. Right now, something sacred is unfolding. You may not see the evidence yet, but internally, you've already started to break agreement with everything that once made you feel small. That internal shift is more powerful than any external achievement. This is the hour where I draw the line between who you thought you had to be and who I've always known you were. You've tried to reconcile how your past can make sense with the future I keep speaking over you. Let me speak plainly. Your past didn't disqualify you. It clarified what matters. You exposed false dependencies. It highlighted the cracks in things you once trusted. And now, those very lessons are becoming the architecture of your wisdom. You are not starting over. You're stepping forward with a depth that only comes from surviving what didn't destroy you. Buzz here. Take inventory of how many times I protected you, not by removing the storm, but by anchoring you deeper while it raged. That anchoring wasn't accidental. It was preparation for this moment, the moment where revelation catches up with reality. Now listen carefully. You are being invited into places that require more than appearance. These rooms need substance, and I've spent years building it in you. While others were celebrated for visible progress, I was forming something invisible in you that no spotlight could create. The doors I'm opening will not be kept by influence. They'll be held by purity. That's why I couldn't let you rush ahead. That's why the delay felt uncomfortable. Because what I'm placing into your hands must remain unshaken even when pressure rises. And you, my child, have become steady. Unperfect but prepared. You will soon walk into spaces that feel like fulfillment, but don't be surprised when they challenge you. Growth doesn't stop with arrival. It deepens through obedience. And this next phase, it's not about proving anything. It's about walking in what already belongs to you. Stay close to me. Keep your spirit uncluttered. Let my voice remain louder than the crowd. You'll know you stepped into alignment not by applause, but by peace that doesn't ask for permission. This is it. The scenery is changing. The atmosphere is shifting. The blueprint is being revealed one line at a time, and you are ready to live it. My beloved child, there's something significant I must show you now. something that's been unfolding behind the scenes while you thought things were standing still. The weight you've been feeling lately isn't just pressure, it's the residue of an old version of you trying to hold on. But your spirit already knows. It can't follow you into where I'm taking you. This moment is a separation. A divine line is being drawn, not to divide you from people, but to pull you out of patterns that have quietly shaped your decisions for years. You've normalized a rhythm of survival. Now I'm teaching you how to breathe again. What's arriving in your life can't land on fractured ground. That's why I've been softening areas of your heart that once stayed guarded. I'm not just healing wounds, I'm restoring access. There were places inside you even you stopped visiting. I'm reopening them. And yes, you will recognize this shift, not by external success, but by how your spirit responds to things that used to trigger you. What once sent you spiraling will now meet a grounded version of you. This is transformation, not theory. I need you to hear me clearly. This next unfolding isn't about arrival, it's about becoming. The answers you've been craving are not always intellectual. Some of them are hidden in motion. You won't find them until you start walking. That's the level of trust I'm calling you into now. Let go of needing to understand everything before taking the first step. I'm not asking you to leap in fear. I'm inviting you to walk in rhythm with my voice. I've been training your ears to hear me beneath the noise, to recognize the tone of my leading even when logic doesn't agree. You've been listening better than you think. There is a confirmation coming, not through validation from others, but through divine collision, a moment when the invisible suddenly aligns with the physical. It's close. It's stirring in your chest. That's not emotion. That's anticipation sent from my spirit. Say here with me. You're not late. You're not off track. You're in the middle of a holy realignment that few will understand, but many will witness. I've not just been building you. I've been preparing the stage where my glory will be revealed through your surrender. There will be moments ahead that feel unfamiliar, but don't let discomfort fool you. You're not lost. You're expanding. Your spirit has outgrown the place that once felt safe. That's why the restlessness appeared, not to torment you, but to signal a release. You're entering the kind of clarity that removes striving. The doors that open from here will do so without force. What you used to fight for you'll now flow into, not because of chance but because of timing. This is what I wanted you to know. I've waited for this day. You didn't miss it. You're standing in the middle of it now. And the story is just beginning. My beloved child, this is the moment I've been leading you toward, not a destination with fanfare and noise, but a threshold filled with quiet certainty. You may have expected flashes of lightning or dramatic signs, but what I'm giving you instead is a stillness so profound, it silences every fear you didn't know you were still carrying. Everything up until now had been preparation for this release. You are not who you were when this journey began. You shed layers of shame, outgrown lies that once defined you, and learned how to hear my voice above the noise of the world. That's why now, right here, I'm handing you something priceless, peace that cannot be shaken. Not the peace that visits you occasionally. I'm speaking of a permanent inner knowing, the kind that anchors you when the storm circles again. You won't walk forward with hesitation anymore. You'll move with quiet authority because your soul remembers what I said. And yes, I am still saying it. There's nothing left for you to earn. I am not waiting on your perfection. I'm inviting your full presence. I don't need more effort. I want more closes. You are entering a season of intimacy with me, not performance, not striving, but deep communion. The kind that reshapes how you carry yourself. the kind that brings joy without a reason and clarity without a map. You've heard my voice in pieces. Now you will walk with it as a companion. The things that once overwhelmed you will now lose their power, not because they've disappeared, but because you've changed. Your spirit has matured in the fire. Your posture has shifted in the silence. You've learned how to recognize me, even in absence of miracles. And that, child, is where the greatest power lies. From here, your steps will not be hesitant. They will be deliberate, intentional, and deeply rooted. You will no longer question if you're worthy to walk in what I've prepared, because now, you know who placed it there. I am lifting the final veil. What comes next won't be revealed all at once, but it will be unmistakable. Trust the rhythm. Don't measure it by how fast others move. The path I've laid for you is sacred. It can't be compared. It can only be walked. You've stayed with me through the process. You've listened when it felt easier to scroll. You've let these words shape your inner world, and I'll let them carry you forward. The journey doesn't end here. It begins with fullness, with rest, with joy, with clarity that silences the inner critic, with favor that doesn't need validation, with love that you no longer resist. You are ready, and heaven rejoices. Amen. You feel it, don't you? The stillness, the clarity, the undeniable whisper that this is holy ground. You're not watching a video. You're standing in a move of God. Right now, heaven is watching how you respond. Your gift, whether through super thanks, membership, or PayPal link in the video description, is not small. It's a seed of eternal consequence. You said, God, I want to be part of something that matters. Child, this is it. As you sow, I declare rivers will rise in your dry places. That the same anointing flowing through this message will flow into your life with increase, clarity, and peace. Your generosity is a spiritual weapon. Your obedience is an open heaven. So take action with joy, with power, with urgency. Heaven is counting on you. Give now. My beloved child, if this word stirred something deep in your spirit, then rise and respond. Hype this message so it reaches the ones who are still scrolling, still aching, still asking me for a sign. Every time you hype it, you become my voice echoing into another heart I've tried to reach evening after evening. Like this video as an act of agreement, a silent yes, Lord, I hear you. Now I call you to speak. Declare it below with holy boldness. Lord, you finally reached me. Let heaven and earth witness your moment of encounter. Don't let this pass in silence. Your comment is a marker in time, a spiritual response that echoes into eternity. I'm reading every word you type, and I'm moving even through your comment. Child, this isn't just another channel. It's a sanctuary. Every time you subscribe, you're not just clicking a button. You're stepping closer to me. I've been calling you, and this is how I keep speaking. Let this be the place where your spirit gets fed, where your questions find answers, where your heart learns to hear my voice again and again. Subscribe now, because you were never meant to walk this alone. Amen.